down.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. All right. Welcome back to part 2 of friendships. If you have not listened to our part 1, get off of this episode and go listen to our part 1 to get the little rundown of, what we've kind of gone through, a little bit of the surface of friendships, what we look for, what we haven't really liked, how we handle it mentally. But let's start off with this one, going a little bit deeper into those conversations and what kind of happened and how it has turned us now, years later, into what we actually look for in friendships, to take the negative and put it into a positive.
Absolutely. And see how the current friendships we have are a complete contradiction or exactly the same as the relationships or friendships we have now.
Yeah. It would be actually kind of funny to sit here and talk about this one, because I'll be curious to do like the side-by-side comparison in my brain of the friends, like actually thinking about the friends that I was friends with back then to the friendships I have now. Are you guys, where are your similarities, and where was my red flags that I should have ran from years ago?
Oh, for me, it's an obvious.
Yeah.
Like when I was young, I was always like going for the people that were, in my eyes, above me, and the outgoing, the fun-loving, the always first in line. And now I don't do that anymore. I look for equals. I look for people that are uplifting and supporting and loyal. And for me, it doesn't matter if you're bigger, smaller, like the exterior part. Absolutely, I don't care. But like mentally, I want someone that is intelligent, because I feed off of intelligence.
You love to pick somebody's brain.
Oh yeah, 100%. Because I love learning shit, and I love to be educated, and not like book smart, but life smart, street smarts. And if I have the feeling that I can learn something from you, or that you're gonna make me into a better person, or things you can teach me, that to me that's a huge trigger to pique my interest and get me like curious to get to know you.
I don't like when you have to sit there and try to dig out conversation pieces. Like the small talk. I don't like it. I like when you can sit down and it just comes natural. You just start talking, and next thing you know, it's been 2 hours, and you went from talking about zebras to what you did at work on Tuesday to what you're gonna wear next month to the beach, or you just it's easy. Friendships, relationships, none of that should be hard. And granted, there are hard times that you're going to go through, and disagreements, arguments, that it's the same with your kids, your parents. Nobody in their right mind can go their entire life knowing somebody and not get in some sort of debacle.
Sure.
You're your own human, unless even if it's your twin, you would still have differences.
But have we had an argument yet?
We haven't, and I was just thinking about that in the year and a half we have known each other, there's never been an argument. And I think does that so you know how you say in a relationship, if you don't fight, you're unhealthy?
Yeah.
Because you need to fight. I don't know. Are we toxic? Are you my red flag?
Probably. Hey, I'm wearing red, so I can be a red flag.
There you go.
I think we have a good balance, and I think that's also due to the fact we don't see each other every day, and we don't talk. We talk every day.
We go through phases.
Yeah, and also the time difference.
Yeah.
Because we talk in the morning, which is, or my morning is your evening, and your evening or your morning is my evening. So we have like twice a day when we can actually talk. And
but because that helps of life, it also limits the length that we talk. You know, when we talk, when I call you when I get off work and it's your morning, our conversation is what I went through that day. When I talk to you in my morning, it's then your conversation of what you went through that day.
Let's make that your afternoon, because you don't do morning.
I don't do mornings. I don't like mornings.
Yeah,
no. I get up in the morning, and I get up at 7:30 every morning. Am I alive mentally? Absolutely not. I'm awake.
I think that's the only time that I actually was not irritated, but where I was like, oh, God damn it, get up. Let's get started.
Yep.
I think that is the only thing where we are so different to where it can get annoying. For me, but also for you, because I am not a morning person, but I need like that first 30 minutes.
I need like the first 4 hours.
Yeah.
But that's because my work schedule. I've been on a swing shift, you know, for almost 5 years now. So I get home at 12 o'clock in the morning, and then I wind down. I try to go to bed by 1, and then I'm up at 7:30. So I've never, through growing up and everything, I've never been a morning person.
Yeah, I was always up early, and since I had kids, I don't like mornings anymore. And that's why I get up before my kids get up, because that first 10 minutes, it used to be like complete disorder, complete leave me alone, like grumpy. I don't like it. Be quiet. And granted, 2 out of 3 of my kids are not morning persons, so that works. But the middle one is completely bouncing around, bouncing off the walls, wants to be completely active, want to play board games, go outside and play. Like, I don't know. So since I think the last 2 years, I get up before my kids do, get my coffee, get my smoke, and then I'm ready to go. And that works.
Yeah. And I think that's where, you know, I've had a lot of very toxic friendships. But now, I mean, like when I first met you 1.5 years ago, you were outgoing. You were talkative. It was easy to talk to you. And that's a huge thing for me. Can you actually open up and talk to somebody? Can you have a conversation? And meeting you on TikTok, I learned in the past from where my failures were in friendships that if I have to search for a conversation or fake a conversation interest just to be friends with them, it's probably not the healthiest. But with you, it was, and with you and several others that I talk to, you know, almost on a daily, it's just easy. It just comes natural. We can communicate, and because of our communication, you guys give me that trust that I have huge issues with. I have a lot of trust issues. Yes. And that kind of goes with trust. I trust you guys enough to be able to tell you those conversations that, you know, you're just saying to get out because you just need to get it off. Doesn't mean you completely mean it. It doesn't mean anything. You're just venting.
Exactly. And that to me in a friendship and in communication wise, I don't vent. Mm-hmm. But when I do vent, it is like a waterfall of emotions. It's completely left, right, up, down. and I'm just getting it all out. Is it personal? Absolutely not. Or not personally towards anyone.
Yeah.
And the safety that you feel in a friendship, to be able to do that, and someone isn't automatically going to think like, oh my God, she's completely lost her marbles. That to me is sacred.
Yeah, it really is. And to find somebody that doesn't only just say it, but means it. Because they're like, oh, I would never judge you. Yet then a couple months down the road, they throw that back in your face.
Yeah.
Like, remember that one time? Or you find out that they told another person, well, yeah, but she did this and she said that. Yeah, no, bye-bye.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Good riddance.
For instance, remember when I last time showed up to your house, flying in, and I walked into the living room and stood there.
I'll never forget that.
Granted, you're moving. You are moving, you're packing, you are in the middle of all of it, and that all, getting everything sorted and doing all that while being a parent, while working, while going through your own stuff. I walked into that living room and I was like, wow. So
this is what depression looks like.
Yep.
And I go, yep. And you literally just fist pounded me. You went, and I'm like, boom, nailed it.
Nailed it.
Yeah, and it's like,
but it's not judgmental though.
No, and I didn't feel judged at all.
Yeah, exactly. I acknowledged what was going on. I was surprised. But then instantly go into let's figure this out.
Yeah.
Let's get our hands dirty.
Exactly.
And then just standing by your side and figuring it out along we go.
I had somebody, and this is a prime example of actual true friendship. I had somebody at work go, well, do you have anybody helping you move? I was like, well, yeah, my mom is. They're like, no friends or anything that can come over and help you or whatever. I'm like, yeah, I mean, I probably could bother a couple of them and, and tell or ask them if they could come, help me. But I feel that because we don't talk every day, even though they would be over here in a heartbeat. If I said, hey, look, I need your help. Come on. And they'd be like, absolutely, I'll be right there. Or I'll come over tomorrow, or, whatever. But I still feel like I'm hindering on their life. That I might be only reaching out just because I need them. And I don't want to betray that. Even though that's not how my true friends, that's not how they would take it at all. But mentally, that's just where I go with it. But I was like, my best friend that's across the world, she flew in for about a week to help me pack. They're like, what? I was like, yeah. Your best friend got a plane. And this is the exact conversation. Your best friend got a plane ticket, flew over, basically just to help you pack. I was like, well, I mean, there was other things that we did and stuff, but yeah, that's how that went. And they're like,
but I like
wow.
Doing that.
Well, no, and I know you do. And even if you didn't like doing that, you still would have done it.
No, I'm not talking about the organizing and the moving, but I like being there. I don't wanna just be there when it's convenient and when it's fun and when it's
good.
I wanna be there through it all.
Mm-hmm.
And we can get very deep and emotional about it, but I wanna be that person, that friend that lifts you up, but also sits with you when it's harder.
Yeah. Or someone that will sit there and cry with me, and we can just have the mental breakdowns. Yeah. So, question for you. Out of who you talk to over across the world, what's your longest at current friendships, what's your longest friendship?
14 years.
That's a pretty decent time.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
well, so I have 2 friends that I still talk to from my high school.
Okay.
But it's the once every 3 months thing, and I absolutely love and adore them. And we try to meet up every like 3-4 months. And if I would call them tomorrow, they would be ready and able. But it's a different kind of friendship. And then the one that is 14 years and still going strong, like she is my middle child's godmother. Her husband is my youngest son's godfather.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's a friendship. Like, we are very similar, very alike, very outgoing and loud. But yeah, we've been through it all.
Now take the characteristics of that person and a friendship that you had for a while but failed. Were they similar? Was it personality, people?
The initial meeting was similar because it's the outgoing and the fun-loving.
Mm-hmm.
But the only thing that that is different is the constant. Like, I will be annoyed and fed up with what we talked about the last podcast if you're going to be the every 5-second texting, the all up in your business, the prying,
because I'm silent.
Not just prying.
But if you're silent for one day, that means you've fallen off the rocker. You're gone. It's like, no, I have a life.
And like why haven't you talked to me in a while? Or I don't like to be guilt tripped. And I noticed in friendships before and the friendship now, and that's probably also with the growing up and the evolving and the growth within like ourselves. I don't want the friendships that are only the superficial.
No, those friendships won't last.
Exactly, and that's what I've noticed, or the biggest difference between the friendship that I do have now and the friendships that I had in the past. It's the superficial. It's they have nothing that interests me. And that sounds really bad to say, but for me, the interest, it is the red line through all of my friendships, relationships, everything.
See, and that's... I constantly think back, because it sounds like you're falling out of friendships of, they vary across the board, reasoning-wise.
Mm-hmm.
My fallout of friendships throughout, from high school till now, it's all been the exact same thing. Not one friendship has ended for a different reason. It's all been because they slept with an ex, or found out they were sleeping currently, or it always resulted back to a boyfriend. And even and it's friends that I lived with, that I talked to on a daily, that we had so much in common. We were inseparable, attached at the hip. It's not just best friends like, oh yeah, that's my bestie. No, like these were best friends.
Yeah.
I had one, for example, that we met when I was in first grade. And we barrel raced together. My kids grew up with her. We were inseparable, literally. And comes to find out over the years, she accused me of wanting her boyfriend or, whatever. But then it comes to find out that she was wanting my ex. Or this person went so far to trying to sleep with a family member of mine.
Nice.
Right? And and this is where I overthink of what was I attracting in these females for them all to result back to a boyfriend or whatever? Were they just my friend because of who I was with? Were they, you know, I have no idea. But it just makes you think, like, what the fuck? You know? Well, and I had another friendship too that, gosh, I would live with her during the summer. Her family lived with me for a while. Her mom lived with my mom. Like, we, again, that was like my sister. When me and one of my exes broke up, they actually got together.
I think that is so, like, that part of being a human, I don't get. Because if and this is not to kiss up or, like, get on your good side or whatever, but to me, if you're friends, like, I'm friends with you. I absolutely love and adore your mom. I cannot see how that would ever be like
a thought in somebody's mind.
Yeah. How?
I don't know how somebody can do that. Now I can see a difference of, okay, say for instance, I went to a bar, I picked up somebody, had a one night stand, we were talking for maybe a week, but I was like, no, great guy, not my thing. But then my best friend actually had a connection with this person. Sure, by all means, freaking go with it. But an actual, my relationships aren't just week-long relationships. Since I was in middle school, my relationships have been a minimum of 4 years. My shortest relationship was, okay, so back over December, I was in a relationship for like long distance for like 2 months. But in person, you know, relationship wise, where I saw them all the time and everything, my shortest relationship was 4 years.
Yeah.
Where does that come off in somebody's head that
that would be okay?
Yeah.
Or a lot. Acceptable.
Yeah, to sleep. And it doesn't even to sleep with them after you're broken up, or to even continue being. If you were my friend, I can't control who you talk to, but I would ask for, in respect of our friendship, that if we broke up, me and my ex or AX, that you wouldn't even want to talk to them.
No, it's loyalty.
Yeah, because, like, for instance, the relationship that you're in, I talk to your boyfriend sometimes. You end up building a friendship with whomever you're with, because if your best friend's a part of your life, well, then they become part of your life too.
Sure. But if that ever ended, your friendship is going to go before anything else.
Exactly. And maybe...
I'm not saying you have to pick a fight with that person or that
No, but just out of respect and courtesy of your best friend, why would you even...
Yeah, that's a hard no.
Why would you even meet up for coffee? Why would you... The only time I can say maybe I crossed a line is...
And that's what I don't like in women. I'm sorry. Women are, we talked about this a lot, but to me that is a dick move.
That is.
And you don't do that in guy friendships that often, or at least not over here. Because of, like, for instance, the phrases chicks before dicks and bros before hoes. Yeah. That's a thing.
It is.
And a lot of people don't get that.
Nope.
It's the loyalty aspect, and yeah, that is.
Yeah, and maybe it's obviously it's also the type of guy that, you know, I've gone for in the past, because they, you know, obviously.
I would say, though, like, for instance, we've been friends for 15 years, and there was, like, this high school crush, and you've dated for a while. It goes, and it like, years and years down the line, my friend would come up to me, so you remember so-and-so from the back? Like, that could be acceptable. Because time has passed, and you don't choose who you love.
Yeah, no, I could see that. If I had a healthy breakup, not abusive, mentally, physically, cheating, any of the above. If I had a healthy breakup with somebody, because it just wasn't right, you know? You went your separate ways, and, you know, over 5 years later, you end up at the same bar with that person, or your best friend ends up at the same bar with that person,
but it's also the way they go about it.
Yes, communication with your best friend. Talk to them.
Exactly.
Like,
so
hey,
if that would happen, I would expect, or because I would be that way, and I would expect for my best friend or my friendship or whatever to come up to me like day one. So remember that and that person. Well, we've been talking for a little. Are you okay with that? Not that you need the permission, but out of the respect part of it.
Yeah. Yeah, because your friendship, I mean, granted, like you said, you can't pick who you love. But your friendship should be just as much value.
Yeah, exactly.
Or more. So, I mean, you can take with it what you will, but, like, if I were to say no, or if I went to somebody and was like, hey, you know, I know you and so-and-so broke up, but, you know, we ran into each other, and we've just kind of been talking, and, you know, I'd like to go out with him and just kind of see where it goes. And if that friend, though, just goes, no, or, you know, just go, I would be like...
That's a friendship flaw, because if you actually are friends, you would allow that person, or you would wish and hope that person would be
happy.
And if that's with God knows who, go for it. Who am I to judge that or want to be in the way of that? I wish the best for anyone.
Exactly. That's where I was going with that. Then at that point, I would kind of reevaluate our friendship and see if our friendship is actually
there
is
are
true.
So many examples, but yeah.
Yeah, I could go in this one for hours. It's a conversation that definitely we should continue on. We'll wrap this one up, and I feel this next episode is we're going to the deep end of the pool. So, thank you all for listening. If you guys have any questions or topics that you would like us to discuss in upcoming episodes,
I'll handle something.
Yeah, or comments or anything, you can email us at whiskeywineandmamatime@gmail.com. Message us on Facebook. All of our platforms are under Whiskey, Wine, and Mama Time. And our videos will be on YouTube, TikTok, Spotify, Apple Music, all of the platforms. And also...
And check out our merchandise.
Yes, we have a merchandise. But if there's a platform that you normally listen to your podcast on and we are not on there, let me know. I can definitely probably get this on other platforms. But I'm not sure what platforms everybody listens to. So let us know. Feedback, positive, negative, the good, the bad, questions, comments, concerns. Let us know, and we'll stay tuned and listen to you, or stay tuned for our next episode.
Nice sentence.
Yeah, I played that. That was like radio podcast. All right, have a good night, you guys.
Bye.